10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Beginning pitch off.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
We are on our way to space for IQPS, a beautiful ascent from Electron, clear against the night sky for its 66th launch. Now watch as those speed and altitude dials continue to climb up as we come up against maximum aerodynamic pressure shortly. We're now at T plus 53 seconds and counting into flight, so that call out for max Q should be heard soon across the nets.
Cleared max Q.
That's max Q confirmed, and Electron is continuing nominally, now about a minute or so away from staging, and MECO on the first stage. So we're going to see all 9 of those Rutherford engines on the bottom of the first stage shut down, and then very quickly after that, the first stage will be released by the separation locks on the vehicle. Straight away, we should see the second stage Rutherford engine light up to push Electron and its payload away and onward to orbit, just a few moments away from that now.
Stage 1 propulsion holding nominal. Stand by for MECO in roughly 30 seconds.
"15 seconds to staging."
Insert burnout detect mode.
MECO confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
That is a healthy Rutherford engine startup on the second stage now that we are clear of first stage MECO and stage separation. Electron's altitude now is sitting at over 95 kilometres above Earth, boosting along at more than 8,000 kilometres an hour. And everything is going very well so far for this mission. Now, up next is fairing separation, when the 2 halves of Electron's nose cone separate and fall away. And that should be coming up very soon now.
Fairing jettison confirmed.
HVB discharge holding nominal.
Exactly as planned, there goes those fairing halves from Electron, and hello to QPS SAR 11 on your screen there, safely integrated to the kick stage on top of the second stage as it continues on to our 575 kilometre target orbit. We've got just under 5 minutes or so of engine burn time for this stage 2 Rutherford left to go, and it takes absolute precision and control from our guidance system for the second stage to keep it on the path to orbit. And our engineers have to take into account the Earth's rotation, the forces of gravity, resistance against the vehicle, and the angle it should be oriented to carry the kick stage to a nominal transfer orbit. Now, Electron is programmed to make any adjustments needed along the way, but so long as those 2 lines on your screen for our planned and actual trajectory are closely aligned, then the mission remains in the clear. One of the next actions coming up on the second stage will be the battery hot swap. Now, because the length of the engine burn for the second stage, the batteries that power the propulsion system need to be swapped halfway through, with the hot in the name battery hot swap coming from the fact that the engine continues to fire while that happens. Now, when the switchover is complete, we should see the first set of battery packs eject from the second stage, so let's watch out for that now.
HVB discharge holding nominal, approaching hot swap in roughly 30 seconds.
Throttling down.
Battery jettison confirmed.
Confirm hot swap successful.
A seamless battery hot swap there for the Rutherford engine, continuing on bright and beautiful past 240 kilometres in altitude now. And we've got about 2.5 minutes left in this engine burn before the second stage reaches the nominal transfer orbit to separate the kick stage.
HVB discharge holding nominal.
The trajectory that Electron is travelling along right now will carry the second stage and the kick stage to an elliptical orbit of Earth. And this serves as a staging point for the final orbital insertion that is needed from the kick stage to place the IQPS satellite on a circular path. But before the kick stage can do its thing, it needs to be separated and sent on its way once the second stage closes out. And we're still a few moments away from that shutdown, but it is coming up shortly. All right, not long now until SECO and stage separation for this mission. And the process for both is much the same as what went down with Electron's first stage separation and main engine cutoff. Only this time it involves shutting down the Rutherford you can see on our screen for second engine cutoff, and then separation of the kick stage from the second stage. Now, that second stage shutdown is a carefully controlled and planned event to make sure that the kick stage's velocity and position are exactly where they need to be for the next phase of the mission. And we can expect to hear 1 or 2 call-outs from Mission Control as they monitor the guidance systems for that. Let's listen in now.
SECO confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
Nominal transfer orbit achieved.
Great call out there from Mission Control. That is SECO confirmed for the second stage, with the kick stage now successfully separated to its transfer orbit with the QPS SAR-11 satellite for IQPS. Both have a bit of a journey ahead of them as the kick stage and the satellite go for a coast around the Earth before the kick stage can ignite its own propulsion system to perform the final manoeuvres that place the payload on orbit. So we've got about 40 minutes or so until that takes place, but